Hey, you're listening to WSCA 106.1 FM, Portsmouth's community radio. This is Seacoast Business Connections radio show. That's right, it's 12 o'clock on a Monday. I'm here with my boys from PixelMEDIA, TJ and Erik, and they brought in a nice guest for you as well, which we'll introduce in a moment.
So Joe Leddy is here. A guy I've known for a long time. He's in the real estate market now, but he's got other business ventures he's been involved with through his career. And I'm going to chat with him about what's going on in the real estate market. I mean, everyone's in real estate, right? Whether you're in it or not, you either own a house or rent a house or rent something, in which case you're part of the real estate ecosphere that goes on.
You have to be uncomfortably close to your microphone, Joe.
So Joe's going to fill us in on what's happening around Portsmouth and what we should be doing. I've done some stuff with Joe, too. He's been very helpful.
Actually, both of you guys are clients of mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're actually a client of ours. You just don't know it.
That's what it feels like.
But, Joe, how long have you been doing real estate?
Been in real estate coming up on 9 years, actually.
Oh, so not that long compared. What did you do right out of school, and what was sort of your first 5 years of figuring out life?
Being from, quote, Dover, TJ, I wanted to get out of the sticks, so I went to school down in Boston at Northeastern.
It's Nottingham.
Nottingham. Went to school down in Boston, wanted to get into the city, and actually majored in graphic design. You know, at the time, it was the early 90s. It wasn't paying that well. And my dad actually approached me. He started a company in 1982 called Work Opportunities Unlimited, and also a staffing service that developed later called Leddy Group. Mm-hmm. And I never grew up thinking I wanted to work for the family business, so had the opportunity to do that coming out of college, so I did. So I was with those two companies for about 7 years and learned a lot about business, management, sales. And I always sort of gravitated towards sales. Even in college, I had a couple jobs, telemarketing. Like they say, you can never sell till you call somebody at dinner time asking them for money. If you really want to get beat on, you can cut your teeth on that.
So, but you went to another passion of yours, right? Didn't you into the BMW? I mean,
the automotive industry.
The automotive industry. So.
I thought you were going to say he was a dancer.
No, his other passion.
That's a whole other radio show, TJ.
I mean, you've been driving a BMW for as long as I can remember. So when you went and did that, I wasn't a surprise.
No, and of course, you kind of look at it, you're like, oh gosh, I got a college degree and I've worked for a successful family business. Am I going to go sell cars? But that was more of an interim thing. And as I look back on that, I probably couldn't have picked a better springboard to go from business to business sales. Mm-hmm. To personal sales, to sit across a desk from somebody and ask them to take money out of their pocket to buy a product is an excellent training sort of deck for real estate. And I was doing that just temporarily, and I ended up being there, probably 3 years. I mean, I left there 9 years ago. And that's just about the time where actually we were having some drinks up at the 100 Club one night, and I met Michael Bean, and we got friendly, and he was just starting out. I think the company's going to be 10 years old this year. Yeah. He was just starting out, so it was him and his wife, Julie, his now wife, Julie, mm-hmm. and another person, and then it was me. And I didn't really like the traditional sort of model for real estate, mm-hmm. so I'd always kind of thought about it, but was like, not really my thing. And then Michael sort of, was changing the industry at that point and sort of,
How so?
Writing the template.
In terms of the way the brokers worked independently and so forth?
Independently, yeah. There wasn't, we didn't have an office to go to. We were working out of our house, and he obviously changed a lot of things with the internet.
Well, I think the way he pioneered merchandising properties online, most realtors still aren't doing that. I mean, he still is a pioneer.
Yeah.
8 or 9 years later.
Absolutely. But he was sort of ahead of his time in that. So when Michael and I met, and he sort of changed my interpretation of how real estate is sold and marketed and things like that, I said, wow, this is really something I'm interested in. So I literally gave my notice at the BMW dealership and, hung it all out on the line and went to get my real estate license. Meanwhile, Lynn, if you're listening, my wife, was pregnant with twins.
Wow.
And I said, oh, Lynn, by the way, I'm going to quit my job, and I'm going to go sell real estate with no benefits and no salary.
Because now that you've been in the real estate for now the last 9 years or so, so you went through pretty much the 07, 08, 09 kind of downward trend.
Totally.
And you were in it before that.
Spiral.
When I started, it was 05.
Things are crazy
05,
back
and it was
then.
sort of on the downturn, but it was still nuts. It was still crazy. I hit rock bottom in 2010. I mean, that was my worst year ever.
But when you say that, I mean, rock bottom, it just things slow down. The phone's not ringing. Deals aren't closing. People are just backing off.
Last year, I had 40 transactions. In 2010, I probably had 15.
Yeah.
It was
Wow.
it was bad.
Yeah.
But I'm not quite sure what the average is either. But I mean, just relatively speaking, it was bad.
So, Joe, what do you think? I mean, real estate now these days, things seem to be on the comeback. People maybe
Totally.
our house values sort of hit the bottom maybe a year ago or 6 months ago, or
Hit the bottom right after I closed.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, the bottom was a while ago. We've been definitely, market's been improving in the last few years for sure. What's nice is it's improving slowly. It's not cranking right back up to hit that bubble again. But I think we're really on the cusp, and I think a lot of people would agree, we're on the cusp of a seller's market again. Some might even argue we're there. There's not a lot of inventory in and around Portsmouth. So that's driving prices up too. Mm-hmm. So, I sometimes get buyers from out of town and they'll come in sort of wringing their hands being like, okay, Joe, show me the deals. There really aren't deals in the Seacoast. I mean, it's strong. And interest rates are still low. I mean, they're in the low fours. So that's helping too.
But it's amazing like how different that must be now to 10 years ago or 20 years ago. But then again, maybe more people jump in. They see these efficiencies. They say, oh, I can do this. And
I think a broker who's been in the business for 30 years can probably speak, better to that than I can. I mean, I sort of came in at, when the web was sort of taking over.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know kind of how it used to be. But yeah, I mean, we think about, chasing down signatures and meeting with people and showing them a book with listings in it, like coming into the office and flipping through pages and looking at homes. Can you imagine that?
Oh my God.
I mean, that's like, it feels like, 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
All right. Well, we've got to wrap the show up.
Yeah, hey Joe, thanks for coming in. This was fun. So what are you,
This was a
Joe?
blast.
What are you,
Thank
like
you.
JoeLeddy.com? Aren't you guys all have your own little deal?
JoeLeddy.com, yeah.
Yeah. So
Beautiful.
Check me on the
follow
web, and
TJ's lead.
We feature every house that's on the web, so you can search that. If the house is available and on the MLS, you can search on
Yeah,
our
it's not
website.
just your listings. It gives you access to whatever.
It's access to everything. And what's nice, too, is if you sign up for a feature on it called My Bean, you can set up your own personal search, too. So you put in your criteria, like your price range, your location, square footage, that type of thing, and you'll automatically be emailed new listings within 4 hours of them coming on the market. So
that's my
kind of a
plug
cool
for Joe.
feature.
That'll get me at least one free, no
Appreciate it.
commission only, non-commission sale.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Couple
Thanks,
drinks
Joe.
anyway.
Well, yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks
Thank
a lot,
you,
Joe.
guys.
Really appreciate it. Eric, thank you. TJ, I know you're off and running. Thank you too. Great show. We'll
Yeah,
see
cool.
you and TJ back next month.
Yeah, do you think
And,
December one will hit during a week that we're gone, right before Christmas, or what?
Yeah, maybe
The
maybe it'll be
23rd?
2 months. We'll have to look at.
All
the
right, we'll
calendar.
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right.
And thank you guys for listening. This has been
Thanks, Mark.
Seacoast Business Connections Radio Show. I'm your host, Mark Miller, reminding you to check in next Monday with us at 12 o'clock. And we'll have the Tech Talk segment with Ann Brown and Dana LeRiviere. So don't miss that. Have a great work week.